Welcome back, everybody, to MX Gaming News here on Start Your Systems. I'm your host, Kellen Brower, and today we're talking about the newest MX vs. ATV Legends update, V4.03, now available. And there's a lot of cool things in this, so let's get into it, shall we? We've got the latest edition of the Monster Energy AMA Supercross tracks now available, which is Indianapolis, Birmingham, Seattle, and Foxborough. So it's rounds, what was that, 8, 9, or no, it's rounds 9, 10, 11, and 12. And obviously, to go with the first 7 rounds that they've already had included in the game. More news to follow on when the next tracks will be available, I'm sure, but this is what's available now. We'll play those today. They have a new proximity HUD, so it kind of shows where people are in proximity to you on the track. You can see it on the screen. There's like a little indicator that shows 14 feet behind you. It shows you to your left or to your right, which is obviously great for online play. And then gate selection as well. No more wait. Players taking more than 5 seconds to start looking for a gate will get skipped, so that's kind of cool. And then this is also cool for customization purposes, color matching. So when you're in your menu trying to select colors that go with your gear and or bike or vice versa, they have loadout colors now, so you can try to match yourself as best as possible. We have new Fox kits, the Future and Digi image collections, which are really, really nice, and more Hello Future and Digi image collections, but these are in different colors, of course. And then now the FXR Podium jerseys in lime and custom colors, as well as the Triumph 2025 Podium camo for those that have already purchased the Triumph OEM DLC, which I do have. There's a Pro MX450 experimental bike is now a little bit lighter and easier to maneuver in air. And then the Pro Physics are now available on the all-new 2025 OEM models. So the experimental physics they were using on the old Element bike pack is now available on the OEM models. And that's it. So you can check them out all there on their social channels. Let's get in and play some of these Supercross tracks, and we'll talk more about them. Okay, so here is round 9, Indianapolis, which, of course, was an East-West showdown. Very interesting track design. And they, of course, did also update it to reflect what the track looked like IRL. So it's as close as possible. I know that we've already seen with Monster Energy Supercross, the game, that some of the tracks they were putting out at the start were more reflective of the blueprints of the track and less so of like the actual track layout. But these are all based on what tracks we've actually already seen in 2025. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of different options on this track, of course. If you guys remember the race, they had some split lines right there. And then this one, they actually made it so if you triple in right here, you can either go over this table or step onto the table, step off across the start, which was a line that not many people could get, but was definitely the main line if you were able to get it. So that's pretty cool. And then I thought this was actually pretty neat too. They made the whoops much more like jumpers than any other whoop section I've seen them have in this game before. And I mean, they were jumpers in real life, like they were chewed up, nasty set of whoops. So that kind of makes the most sense to me that they elected to go with that route. But yeah, this is one of those tracks that I could definitely see people trying to hot lap a bunch. There's some big lines to be had in here. Almost positive you can quad out of this corner and then step up onto the tunnel pretty easily. You could go quad in the section before that one as well. And then the sand section, you can definitely triple in, and then you can kind of double your way through here, launch out onto the start straight. Haven't figured out if there's anything bigger here than just going 3-3, because I feel like going 4-2, you'd have to really check up on that 2 out, but certainly some options there. And I almost think it's faster here to check up and then go over this table, land in 3rd gear, and launch all the way to the corner. I think that's slightly faster than stepping on, step off. So pretty cool layout for sure, and I think it's going to really play well for some online races. I haven't had a chance to do so myself yet, but looking forward to doing it. And this is Indianapolis in MX vs. ATV Legends for 2025. Moving on to round 10, Birmingham, which of course another Triple Crown event that this one was. And finally, we got to see Birmingham in the drive for the first time this year. It was a wet race the very first year, and they obviously reflected the track a little bit because of that, especially when they went back in later and made the updates. But this track, I think, also is one that a lot of people are really going to enjoy and probably do some hot laps on. Definitely some big lines to be had. I think this one you can definitely 3 jump through here. I've only been able to 4 jump it, but I'm sure you can find a way through there. I know you can triple quad right here. And a couple different options right here. But I think that this track was one of the better actual layouts of the season as well that Dirtworks put together. I think that they did an excellent job kind of tying it all together. It raced pretty well for the most part. Outside right here is insanely OP as well, as long as you don't go off the track and hit the tunnel. But I like the sand section going down this straightaway. And then they gave you a lot of options right here. So you could go to this far inside and step up onto this table off. Or you could go outside and you could, I'm pretty sure quad, definitely over table double, which is the line that they were doing in real life. Then big Supercross triple right here, roller to the inside, and back across the start straight. All right, let's try to put together a decent lap here. See if we can put down a semi-burner. Try to show off the track a little bit better. I like out of this corner going all the way over this single if you can get it, and then you would go triple and double into the corner, which was the line that only Colt Nichols and Justin Hill were doing, but I think it's a little bit faster in this game. And then through here, if you can get the quad all the way to that, it's a little bit better, but obviously we're just going to triple. Get over this big step up, triple again. This is pretty much just race lines that they're taking in real life, which I personally play the game a little bit more like taking the real stuff. Like, I don't like going for the insanely big lines, but I know some people like hot lapping. And I also know that people like to tell me that I suck at this game when I only do the real lines, but that's okay. People play the game how they wish to do so. We'll charge back down the start straight, though, and finish up this lap. And, yeah, Birmingham, I think it came together pretty nicely. Kind of keen to really get down and play this version of Birmingham and really all the tracks versus what Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 25, has, and kind of compare and contrast them. So that'll be another video coming out soon. But yeah, this is Birmingham, round number 10 of Monster Energy Supercross from 2025. Alrighty, let's check out Seattle next. Of course, round 11 of the championship, a West Coast race, and a pretty interesting one at that. Cole Davies' first career Supercross win. Titanic battle between Webb and Sexton at this one. But overall, this track is really unique for the video game side of it, again, because they really went into making those whoops jumpers. Like, even the run-up to it pretty much forces you to at least jump into them to start. And then even this right here coming into this corner, like, I don't think I've ever seen a rut dug so deep into a Supercross track in this game before. So they really tried to, like, lean into the, deepness aspect of it that Seattle has. It always has that kind of gnarly moon dirt stuff, but it's almost like they're trying to really get people to take those real life lines a little bit more often. You could definitely jump all the way to the corner right there. I haven't even tried that yet, but yeah, I think once again, another good rendition of the track. I think you can do some super unrealistic stuff just because it is a track that has mostly just like long straightaways. It has a ton of 180-degree corners, only a handful of 90s. But look at this. Coming out of this corner right here before the whoops, look at how much it drops down, and then you have to like really jump into the whoops after that. Like, I've never seen them take that approach with this before. They almost always give a decent starter whoop and stuff like that, but they really... at least Indianapolis in this one, I guess, kind of went with the mantra of like, well, they jump the whoops in real life more often than not in the main event. So we should probably make the track so they have to jump the whoops in this game too, just so that it reflects real life as much as possible. But, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, of course, you want it to feel like a realistic moto game and kind of reflect the real side of it a little bit more. And I think that they did a pretty cool job of that. So I like it for sure. Definitely one of these tracks, again, that I'll probably hot lap a little bit more, see if we can find some big boy lines to take and whatnot. But Seattle, very unique track, very fun track. And that is round 11 of the championship. All right, on to the last track that is now available, of course, Foxborough 2025. And, I had to turn the rain on. I mean, this race IRL was ridiculously muddy. A lot of bikes did not finish, and some of the more crazy results we've ever had at a Supercross race ever. Chance Hymus, his first career win. Aaron Plessinger, his second career win. And, yeah, I don't even feel like they could make it as muddy in the game as it was in real life. As much as the rain will start falling really gnarly and you get, like, thunderstorms while you play this game and stuff like that, it was even worse in real life. And I would know. I was there. It was brutally cold and muddy. But definitely cool to see this rendition of it in the game. I think, the physics of this game still allow a little bit too much to be able to go on when it's muddy. Like, you can pretty much jump all the way through these rhythm sections, no problem. Like out of this corner, for example, double in and triple. Like, nobody was doing this at the Foxborough track. Even when the track was really clean, not many guys were tripling anything, just doubling. And they cut these down obviously a little bit, which, to be honest, I actually like that they left some of this stuff. Like, they really cut down that triple and the double after, and the finish line double and the triple after it. And then this one, they also made a double. And I appreciate that they left it kind of more of like what the track was supposed to be like instead of matching what it ended up being, just because I think it was a little bit too cut down, and as a racetrack in the game it would feel really bland and boring. So I'm definitely okay with the stylistic choice right there. But like I said, like, you can just kind of do all the big lines no problem, like even through here, triple in on this guy, triple again, ooh, and then come up a little bit short but still get that triple single into the corner. too much is possible in the mud in this game. There's the rain. Now it's really coming down. We're going to get the thunderstorms going in a minute. But yeah, Foxborough, I think it's another really good track. To me, I don't know that I'm going to hot lap this one as much because I feel like there's not a lot of variance. Like I feel like it's pretty standard what the 2 or 3 main lines are going to be in the rhythm sections and stuff like that. But I can definitely see some guys getting down probably into the 40s to do some ridiculously good lap times on this one. And again, very cool to see all the Supercross DLC. Going to show you guys a couple more things in this video before we wrap up, so let's jump back into the menu, shall we? Okay, so what I wanted to do in the menu here real quick is show you guys how that color matching thing works. So like, for example, if we go to, let's just go to our plastics right here, and you can see down here that you have loadout colors. So my gear has like some pink on it. So if I wanted the bike to have a little bit of pink on the plates or the yellow that's in the gear, there's some blue in the gear. Like this is a really good loadout to choose because the FXR gear I have is wild. And you can do this with just about everything. Like you can make the frame all these different colors. And it's not just the colors down here. It's a whole different slew of colors in general. So I think that's pretty cool. Like even the loadout has 2 pages and stuff like that. Whoa, now the bike's super muddy. That's kind of random. But even if you go back to your locker and you look at your kit in here, so if I wanted to customize the color of, my boots, I can match it much better with the gear that way because then, like, okay, so here's the pink in the gear. And if you go back out, now it matches the pink on the gear a little bit better. Again, it's a subtle detail that they added, but I think it makes it a lot cooler for you to be able to kind of play with stuff and make things that you want in terms of a gear set. And I've always loved how customizable the gear sets are in this game, but with the loadouts and trying to match your bike and stuff like that, it was really tough to always get like that direct match with the gear and the bike at the same time. Now they made that whole thing streamlined, easier, and much more enjoyable. So this has been the V4.03 update in MX vs. ATV Legends. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comment section below. Happy to get down there and answer them. But very cool to see more progress made with the game. And like I said, more information on when the final 5 tracks that are still unavailable will be available. I'll get to the answer those as quickly as I possibly can. And yeah, so we'll go from there. Thanks guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now. If you like that video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for much more motocross gaming content.